Hi everybody, welcome to Heel Heat. This is our Ring of Honor show for the week. My name is George Coles. This is my tag team partner, Akeem the African Dream.
From the deepest, darkest of Africa.
We're going to go
Gary Rhodes. Oh, you want to get my real name?
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't like you either.
We're going to go right into it. Our first match of the night is Adam Page and Mike Seidel versus ACH and Tadarius Thomas.
I thought it was a very good tag match.
Nice hot opener.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm not a big fan of the Capoeira style in wrestling. I don't know, I have to see it more.
I think it works well. Their team is, I think they got a good team. I really like the tag division over here at Ring of Honor, and as we go further in the show, we're going to have more examples of that. I think this is one of the first times I've seen Page and Seidel tag, and they weren't bad either.
No, they were great. I mean, it was an awesome match.
It was
like you said,
opener.
Like you said, it's a great opener.
Which Tadarius Thomas and ACH go over. I kind of figured that looking at it when they came out.
Yeah.
But coming off of that, we have a four-way Women of Honor match. We had Scarlett Bordeaux versus Cherry Bomb versus Athena versus Mischief.
I thought this was a great women's wrestling match. Three of them, pulled their characters off real well. The Scarlett Bordeaux, she kind of pulled the wimpy character out, kind of like I'm going to try to get a pin at all costs kind of thing.
Yeah, who were you disappointed with? Cherry Bomb?
No, I honestly thought it was a great match. There was no one I was really disappointed with.
You said three of them pulled it out really
well. I'm talking about, you could see they were really great stars. I mean, Scarlett Bordeaux, you just tell, maybe that's just all in her character. I don't know, I've never seen her wrestle before. Athena really impressed me, and she got the win.
Baby Jazz?
Yeah, I don't care. I know you weren't really impressed.
Jazz.
Well, I know you weren't impressed with her, but
no, I'm not. Her ring work was stellar.
Or the O face. The O face. I don't really care what she looks like though. The O face was an awesome finisher for a women's wrestler. I'm sorry.
No. It was a good match. She's a good wrestler. I'm just saying she reminds me of Jazz.
Now what would you say about the end with Mischief?
With the when she got interviewed by Velda,
Veda
Scott, and gave her the mist. I loved it. You know why? Because I love the mist.
You do. All the time, this dude's trying to miss somebody.
I mean, out of every wrestling move there's ever been, I hate to say it, it might be the weakest looking. It doesn't hurt anybody at all, but it's my favorite move.
The mist.
The green mist. Whether green, red, they all have a different meaning too.
What was the meaning of the green mist?
The green is to blind you.
What is the red?
The red, I think, the green blinds you, the red confuses you, I believe. Black is poison, and then they go all crazy, different colors. My favorites, and we're going a little bit off the subject, is when Muta would switch, where he'd spray green mist in the beginning of the match, and then it would be red in the middle of the match, and then he would go back to green again.
Well, you're talking about one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, though, Muta. When I think of mist, it's either Tajiri or Muta.
What about Kabuki?
Yeah, but those are the two I think right off the top of my head.
Well, Kabuki started with that.
Yeah, but
at least in America. But anyway, it was a great women's match, great tag team match. Sounds like two things that the other two companies are missing.
Exactly.
But anyway, moving right on, we had Pepper Parks versus Roderick Strong. This is the first time I've ever seen Pepper Parks that I can remember. I may have seen him in the past.
I don't know.
I thought this was a good showcase match for Roderick.
It was an excellent match.
I know he's one of your favorites in Ring of Honor.
I think Roderick Strong could be one of the biggest stars in wrestling. I'm not saying because he's a local Tampa guy, but I honestly see there's a lot in the guy. He could play a great heel, and I could see him being a good babyface too. I could see him going both ways. And
it seems they're leaning towards making him a babyface now.
I think it's more of a shade of gray babyface, so kind of like the Austin babyface. I'm going to cheat, but I'm still going to be your fan favorite as long as I don't hurt the other guy, kind of thing. But like you're talking about stellar in-ring work. Do you think of Roderick Strong?
I mean, he's amazing. I've always liked him as well. I mean, he's a very good character. I just, there have been other people I've liked more than him. Personally, I don't think he's got the most potential in Ring of Honor, but he's got some good potential. I mean, he's already about 10 years into his career, so he's right where he should be at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Now, going right into the main event, we have the Forever Hooligans of Alex Kozlov and Rocky Romero versus Red Dragon of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Are you going to do this every time they're on the TV?
Yeah. It's awesome. Anyways, this was a tremendous main event. I mean, would you agree?
Oh, I thought it was stellar. Like we were talking about with the opener, we closed it with another great tag team match. These guys were crisp in the ring. They were flying around. The Forever Hooligans worked a little bit of comedy into it. Red Dragon, it's like I said to you, and I say this with meaning as the highest compliment. Red Dragon reminds me of the Eliminators. And, you know, for a guy like me that's an ECW fan first and foremost, that's pretty much as high of a compliment as you could get for a tag team.
Oh, yeah. These guys are great. I mean, actually, all four of them were great.
Oh, yeah, they were amazing.
And what you were touching on earlier is what I want to say is Ring of Honor has really covered the bases of the two different types of wrestling that the other two major corporate or companies are not. Tag team and women's wrestling. These guys, this company here is really behind their product with it. I've not really seen a bad women's wrestling match, and all the tag matches have been spot on or great. And this was a great tag match.
And it seems that they're using the TV show to promote their tag division. Usually there's at least one, if not two, tag matches on the TV show.
Exactly.
And I thought this, altogether, I thought this was a great show. I love the Red Dragon. I love their move, the Chasing the Dragon. Yeah. The Forever Hooligans hit the Doomsday Knee. I know you really like that. Red Dragon hit the Total Elimination. Speaking of the Eliminators, I say that because their moves are very kick heavy, like the Eliminators were, and that's what they remind me of most. And I thought this was an excellent match. I'd love to see Romero and Kozlov stay around a little bit longer. We've seen him against the American Wolves. Now we've seen him against Red Dragon. I'd like to see him stick around, wrestle some ACH and Tadarius Thomas. You know, some of the other teams that are on the roster, I'd like to see them wrestle with before they go back to Japan, because I know they're over really big in Japan.
Oh, yeah. So, with the show, what would you rate the show from 1 to 5?
With 5 being the best and 1 being the worst, I'm going to go with a solid 4.
You know what? Usually I'm a little tougher than you are on these, for the most part. But I'm you know what? I'm in such a good mood, and I've really enjoyed this show, and a lot of the shows before this have been crap. I'm going to give it a 5, just because this is what a wrestling show should be: all thrill and no fill. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I have to give it a 5.
I agree. I'm just a little bit off. I'm a 4, you're a 5. The only reason I'm giving it a 5 is because 2 of the matches going into it, I knew the outcome on. And that's it. But basically, that's all I got to say about this. Is there anything you need, Pat?
That's it, my friend.
I'm George Coles.
I'm Gary Rhodes.
This is Heel Heat.